Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, July 31st, 2023. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. I'm joined by my co-host here on Monday evenings, Mr. Big Marcel. We're going to recap UFC 291 card of the year. Probably a fucking amazing card. I thought the last card, 290, was the card of the year, and then this happens. Like, back-to-back blockbuster pay-per-view cards of the UFC. The erosion's just rolling right now. I mean, it was a great night of fights. Marcel, we're gonna get all into it. How you doing, man? How was your weekend? How you been feeling, man?
Yeah, man, weekend was good. Late as always with these pay-per-view cards, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy shit happened here yesterday, but fun weekend, eventful weekend. Let's say that's why.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just like it's a crazy card, as you guys all know, because you guys all watched it. I mean, it was one of the best cards of the year. Probably, I mean. I thought the last card was like one of the best cards of all time. I mean, this card was pretty fucking up there too, man. To be honest with you, Marcel, like it was pretty great. So I'm looking forward to talking about that with you. I know there was also that Rizin card. I'll be honest, I did not get a chance to watch it, guys, but we will go over it just briefly at the end after we do UFC. And then there was that big boxing match. I did get a chance to watch that a little bit. I just hate how they do these big boxing matches at the same time as the UFC cards, Marcel. You're not really a boxing guy, get it, right? Me either. But there's a lot of hype for that fight. I did watch it. I bet on Crawford, so I was kind of hoping that that he would he'd win the fight, and he did in devastating fashion. But it just sucks that you kind of have to pick and choose as a fan, which is it's not ideal. But we'll get into it in just a second here, Marcel. Anything else you want to say before we jump into the recap?
No, man, not really.
All right, cool. Let's get into it.
Go ahead. I'm even forgetting my mic, I'm just talking through my webcam. Mother effer, man. I'm such an idiot.
Let's get some comments first, then we're going to get into the cards, guys. Just give me 1 second. Glenn's here. As always, Glenn's always the first guy in the chat every Monday. Glenn I can tell, Glenn, you're just sitting there, you're waiting to see when we start the podcast up, and you're the first guy in, and I appreciate you, my brother. Octon Updates, what's up, man? You've been here a lot lately. Glad to have you here, my friend. Joe, what's up, brother? One hell of a card for sure, man. Sinister, what's up, man? Oh, I know. It was a great card, man. He sure did, dude. He definitely did. Michael, what's up, man? The last two pay-per-view cards have been insane. Crawford Spence was great. Yeah, I mean, it was just a great weekend for combat sports. This Crawford Inoue pound for pound number one. I know that Inoue guy had a great knockout too. Again, I'm not a boxing expert. I'll never pretend to be. I can't pretend to be. I mean, someone else is just going to own us if we tried to be. But they're both really good boxers, no doubt about it. Great question. JP's asking what was better, 290 or 291. I mean, they were both fucking good. I was at 290, so I got the different experience. I watched it in person. Actually, I've never seen the pay-per-view, right? Because I watched it in person. 291 was fucking awesome, though, man. It's tough. For me, it's kind of like almost a tie. It was just, they're both great. I don't know, Marcel. Do you have a favorite of the two?
I think I like 290 a tad bit more than 291, but 291 was good as well.
I think it was more than good, Marcel. It was pretty fucking great.
You should say 290 because you were there, so...
True, exactly. I think I'm a little biased though because I was there, but 291 was fucking awesome. A couple other comments here. Antoine, what's up, man? We're doing good. I was on Antoine's show last week. PA podcast with Paul. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did listen to it, it was fun, guys. So I appreciate you guys having me on. John, what's up, man? I mean, that was insane. There was a lot of crazy knockouts on this card. We're gonna get through them in a second. Hey Marcus, what's up? Yeah, I mean, is there anything you can say to this? I have no
updates at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. I don't know what's going on with this. This card's in like 5 weeks. Like, get the fucking fight announced. It's going to be Strickland Adesanya. Just announce it. Pay the guy what he wants and announce the fight. It's just stupid. Marcel, it's in 5 weeks. They need a main event for that card. Yeah, 290 was a few more fights. That's good. That's a good point. Using Thompson. Yeah, I mean, that sucked, right? We'll talk about that in a sec. Oh, do we have a different dog sound clip this week? Same one?
No, same one.
We got to start going through all those songs and getting some different dog clips. All right, let's get into the fights, guys. Let's just get into it. So, start with the main event here, guys. Justin Gaethje knocks out Dustin Poirier with a head kick in the second round. I mean, just fucking incredible. Like, just fucking incredible. I had Poirier winning the first round barely. 2 of the 3 judges gave it to Poirier. It was a really close round. If you gave it to Gaethje, that's fine. It was competitive. And then the second round, started off somewhat competitive, and then all of a sudden, bang, just a head kick out of nowhere. Same combination that Leon Edwards landed, same venue, same city, everything. Crazy, right, Marcel? Back-to-back years with this head kick knockout to end the card in Salt Lake City. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. Earlier the night, I tweeted with Roman Kopylov because that fucking knockout was insane. I was like, damn, that is the knockout of the year because how fast that kick was and how brutal it was. This obviously topped it. This is the knockout of the year. I mean, there's no question. This is the best knockout of the year. This is one of the best knockouts of all time. This is insane. So there's not much to say. I mean, you guys all watched it. It was an amazing, amazing performance by Justin Gaethje. And it just sucks because I picked him to win the first fight, and after Poirier wins, I'm like, I have to go with Poirier in the second one. And then of course this happened. So I'm 0-2 in picking these guys' fights. It was great though. I mean, I'd love to see a trilogy one day. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but maybe one day they both have a knockout win over against each other. Gaethje's the BMF champ, amazing knockout. Marcel, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had Poirier in the first round. I think he slightly won. I can see people scoring for Gaethje. I have no problem with it. Yeah, man. The head kick was crazy. You know, is it the best knockout of the year? It's gonna win best knockout of the year. But I mean, you got, for example, Bonfim against Terrence McKinney. That is not a crazy one I really like. But hey, man, I mean, the bigger names normally always get the the advantage for a lot of people. So it was an amazing knockout, man. I don't give a shit about the BMF title, but I mean, you can see it as a number one contender fight, you know, pretty much. And yeah, Gaethje should fight for the belt next. He should fight the winner of Islam against Charles, I think. Yeah, I mean, looking forward to that one. And I think, man, Gaethje, I got to be honest, man, it never crossed my mind to pick him.
Yeah, same here. I really thought Poirier would win again.
Same. Yeah, same. So, I mean, he proved me wrong. Not that he gives a shit that he proved me wrong, but I just want to say he proved me wrong. And yeah, good for him, man. Happy for him. He's a good dude. And man, get yourself a friend like Kamaru Usman. I mean, you saw how happy he was for him. Yeah, great fight, or a great knockout, and literally out of nowhere, pretty much. You know, I think everybody was kind of surprised when it happened, when it landed, and it was a beautiful knockout, man.
And I give credit to Herb Dean. Herb Dean got in there as fucking quick as he could.
Yeah, he slid in or slid in, however you said it. You know,
what do you think of the hammer fist? Do you think it was kind of a cheap shot, or do you think you keep going there?
I think honestly that it was more of a reaction. You got those blatant. You got this. This is pretty much like he kicks him. When he falls down, he immediately lands. Sometimes there's somebody who kicks somebody, you know, clearly knock out, and 3 seconds later he still gives a punch. That's different to me, you know.
Yeah, like Henderson and Bisping, kind of like that was kind of a cheap shot. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Or that dude recently who won that fight after 1 or 2 seconds in Titan, or what was that?
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
I know what you're saying.
I don't like that kind of stuff, but I mean, I didn't feel this way. You know what I mean? So yeah, fair play to Gaethje. Well done by him. And man, yeah, he put himself again, and I respect him a lot. Honestly, he's one of the few guys who was willing to fight a guy like Rafael Fiziev. You know, one of these tough guys, and he beat him. I think it was a close fight, but he clearly sealed it in the 3rd round in London. And I mean, now finishing Poirier like this, he deserves the title shot next. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's going to be Islam and Charles, and then the winner would fight Justin, right? Unless Charles wins, then they might do a trilogy. We'll see. And then obviously Volk is out there, but I think Volk, he's got contenders at 145, I think, right? So let's get some comments here, guys. I missed this question. Sorry, Jack, I missed this question. He said, "What's the best place in Netherlands to visit that isn't Amsterdam?"
I mean, obviously, my city of Maastricht is the most beautiful and most historic city of the
famous city, right? What's it called? How do you say it? The famous city or something?
I say always, yeah. Oh, I have it on my Twitter, right?
Yeah. What does it say? What does it say? Read it.
I actually don't know. This is a long time ago, dude. I put it there, so I have it. Like, let me see.
What is it? The
legendary city of Maastricht.
That's it. There you go. Legend. There you go. You got to go there. All right. Marcus thinks 290 was better than 291. I mean, they're both good though, Marcus. Like, I mean, I really think it's kind of personally, I think it was a wash, but they're both great. Like, I don't know. We were both there, Marcus, at 290, so we're kind of biased. We were both.
Let's put it this way: it's all both were better than 289.
In Vancouver, yeah, they're way better. Yeah, the Thompson that sucked that fight got off. I mean, I don't blame him for not taking the fight with the weight miss. But yeah. Adam Marcel, Dynamic Duel, let's go. Yeah, baby, let's go. Let's do it. The Wonder Boy situation, really briefly, I mean, like, it sucks the fight got canceled. I don't blame Steven because the guy was way overweight. His game plan was probably to hold Steven down and wrestle him. It does suck. He didn't get his show money. He probably gets paid a flat, like, fee, and the UFC's like, no, we're not going to pay you anything. That's pretty horrible of the UFC, but he knew it. He knew that he wasn't going to get paid because I'm sure he talked to him about it. I was hoping they would come to an agreement about, like, some sort of maybe 40%. I don't know, but
you actually expected because I think they have the same management, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like, yeah,
a little surprising, right? Paradigm, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little surprising they didn't get the fight done. It kind of sucks. Wonder Boy says he doesn't want to go to Australia. I mean, he's being kind of like too picky. UFC is going to give him Renat next. They're going to match up with Renat.
The thing that bothers me the most is when you have these. Listen, I have every respect for Stephen Thompson, but the thing that bothers me the most is when these fighters have a certain ranking and they're like, I don't want to fight new contenders.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to fight new guys. Now it's Poirier as well, who is saying, like, I don't want to fight the new guys. Then you got to get the fuck out of the rankings, not right now, but if you keep to listen, maybe Poirier rethinks and he's like, okay, I have to fight down now. But if you have these guys who are holding on their spot and don't want to fight after a loss against somebody beneath them, that sucks, dude. The rankings do more damage sometimes than they work, actually. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. A couple other comments. Poirier Gaethje has skates for a moment in the first. I think he won the first. It was close. Daniel says for some reason Bet365 gave him a win for the over. Oh, take it. Where's Dustin go from here? I mean, probably welterweight because I don't really see any fights at lightweight right now. Like, I would imagine he could move up in weight. I'm guessing. I don't know. Kopylov should have got a bonus for sure. Yeah, nice pick, Antoine. You did pick Justin. Great pick. Yeah, the people's elbow. Poirier, Darius. I think they're going to do Darius and Armin. I think that's the fight, guys, in Abu Dhabi. Marcel's giving a head nod. That's the fight. Making patient Gaethje a mythical fighter. I mean, he's looked really good. He's more technical now, right? Like, he's more patient, like you guys said. Way more technical. Dixon, what's up, man? Good evening to you as well, my friend. Who do you think I think should be the backup fighter Charles Islam? Well, Justin said he won't do it, so if they just put Darius and Armin on that card, if someone falls out, they can move Armin up, I guess.
Yeah, listen, guys, I understand Justin. You got Brandon Royval, who went to be a backup fighter in UFC 290, and after the fight, I think a journalist asked Dana. I think it was Alex Behunin actually. He asked Dana, "Is Brandon Royval next?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll see."
I told you that he wouldn't get it. We talked about this a few months ago. I'm like, he should not have did this. Like, he should have pushed for that fight with Kopp because I think Kopp was on the card originally and got pulled off, Stevenson, right? Yeah. So that should have just been the fight.
Yeah.
Knox, doing good, man. Glad to have you here. Gaethje killing Conor in the post presser. Yeah, Conor's just like, again, he's just such an attention whore. Like, this guy gets the best win of his career, one of the best knockouts of the year or of all time, maybe. And then Conor's on Twitter talking shit right away. The guy's just annoying. He's just fucking annoying, honestly.
I literally said the same last or a couple hours ago in James Lynch's podcast. I said, like, he's like a 5-year-old. Somebody get a big win and he wants all the attention. He wants everything. Give the guy his moment, man. Is it that difficult? And make sure listen, man. If you come back, fight fucking Chandler, the guy you should be supposed to fight.
Yeah, I think the guy's just really annoying. I mean, Conor's just, I don't know, man. He's just a strange dude. Anyways, why are we not hearing pro with Nate and Jake? Yeah, it is this Saturday. I'm actually writing an article at work about it, but like, no one's talking about the fight at all. I feel like 290, 295 will change the landscape of MMA forever. I mean, dude, think about it. We're close to getting to 300 now. It's coming up, guys. 6 pay-per-views away. Can't wait. Wait till we start hearing the UFC 300 card. Just wait. I'm excited, Marcel. You hearing some fights, Marcel, for UFC 300?
Yeah, just one, but nothing.
Really? Can you give us anything? Can you give us a hint? You can't say anything, right?
No, but I think you heard as well. Pretty
what,
much.
Jim Miller and Matt Brown, that fight?
No.
Oh. Misha Tate and Holly Holm?
Misha Tate is one part of it, what I've heard.
And Ronda. I've heard the same thing. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. I mean, it makes sense. They could put that, like, that would, it's going to be the biggest card of all time. I still think John Jones and Brock Lesnar is the fight, guys. I know John's going to kill him, but, like, who wouldn't want to see that fight? I'd want to see that fight. Don't get me wrong, Pavlovich, Aspen, all these guys deserve a title shot more. If Brock came back, I would love to see that fight. Marcus, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. John, One Boys Crazy, he'd be willing to fight JM or Ian Gary next to MSG. Well, good for him, but I don't think he gets to pick and choose, man, to be honest with you. And again, it's not his fault his opponent missed weight. But UFC, I don't think it's thrilled when guys turn down fights, at the same time. It's not his fault his opponent missed weight, though. I'm not going to blame him at all. And by the way, our boy MMA Joey Marcel in the Discord, bloody elbow went after him hard. I'm sure you saw that.
What was that about again?
He had said something about like how he just disagreed with Wonderboy turning the fight down. I think he said he should be removed from the rankings, and then Bloody Elbow like screenshotted it and like talked some shit. It was pretty funny actually.
Listen, Bloody Elbow annoys me sometimes, but I think Joey had a really wrong take there. So I didn't.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to say I completely agreed with what he said, but he made some good points. I do think he made some good points. All right. And if Periera won, oh yeah, we'll talk about him in a sec. Yeah, Ron. I mean, that's the rumor. That's the rumor, guys. Like, I'm not saying that's the fight. Marcel's not saying it, but the rumor is Misha and Ronda 3 or Holly. I think that they're going to do something like that. We've all heard the rumors of Ronda coming back. Anyways, I think I'm good with the main event. We'll move on to the co-main event, Marcel. You picked Periera. I picked Periera. Did you pick Periera?
No, man.
Oh, bro. So here's the thing. I picked Periera, guys. It was a really close fight. I thought Jan was going to win at the end of the fight. I'll be honest. I thought he was going to get the decision. Not because of the last second takedown. But the thing is, like, here's the thing. Okay, so if you look at, it's pretty clear who won the first 2 rounds, right? Like, Jan obviously won the first round. Alex obviously won the second round. They came down to the third round. Third round was very competitive. You know, Periera landed a lot of kicks, but Jan landed a lot of headshots in that round. I'm going to look at the stats, guys. So overall, significant strikes, 35-26 for Alex. Plus, Jan had the one takedown in the control time. Oh, well, he didn't do much with it. I think that's where he lost the fight because had he thrown some ground and pound, he would have probably won the decision. Having said that, if you look closer at the stats, Jan landed 20 head strikes and Alex only landed 12. I was watching the round really close. Jan landed some really good head strikes in that round, but he looked exhausted. And to a judge, that's a bad look. I think that's what cost him. Just the look. He didn't adjust to the altitude well enough. He should have came in to Utah sooner, and it cost him the fight. Again, I picked Periera. I was glad to see him win. I got my pick right, won my bet, but I wasn't sure at the end of the 3 rounds. I figured it'd be a split. I thought Jan would get the split. I have no problem with Alex getting the fight. I'm glad he did. I think it's better for the division, but I do think it was a very close fight. It was a very close fight. What do you think, Ben?
I absolutely hated the fight. It was like, alongside with Vergara and Salvador, the 2 worst fights of the night. Also, the 2 fights didn't wear a finish, you know, and that doesn't always mean that it's a bad fight, but I really didn't like it. The thing that bothers me actually the most is that Alex Periera likely is going to get a title shot of this fight, and I absolutely think he doesn't.
Why does that bother you? He just beat the one of the number 1 contenders. Why does that bother you?
It's his first fight at light heavyweight, you know, and it's a close decision, dude. You shouldn't get a title fight of this, you know. You got the fucking Yuri Prohaska who's coming back this year, likely November, December, you know. You got fucking Magomed Ankalaev who was on a 10 or 11 fight non-losing streak, you know. And you're gonna give Periera, who has 1 win against Blachowicz, and I don't give a shit if it's Blachowicz. It's a close fight. He barely won. And you're going to give him a title fight out of that because you so badly want to make Alex Periera fighting for a title at high. Like, listen, I'm an Alex Periera fan. Don't get me wrong. People always think that I hate Alex Periera.
You don't. I'll be honest, Marcel. You sound like kind of a hater, bro. To be honest,
no, absolutely not. Because I gotta disagree with you here, dude. Because I take offense to that when people say that I'm a hater of Periera, because I'm not, you know. But I like to be honest, you know. If you look at how badly the UFC treats Magomed Ankalaev, let him in the fight Johnny Walker. That's some bullshit, dude. That's some real
bullshit. Is that official?
That's done deal.
That's Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good fight, though. It's a good fight.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. Why does he have to fight Walker? Because if he beats Walker, he still stays where he is. You know, he doesn't move on. So, and they're gonna make now probably Alex Periera against Yuri. If that fight is done, they likely gonna do the winner against Jamal Hill. If that fight is done, maybe Adesanya is still champion at middleweight and he gets a new shot at light heavyweight, and keep on going. And where's Ankalaev? He gets a shot in 2 years when he's likely on the decline and he loses. And then in his prime, he didn't get he got 1 chance against Blachowicz where he got robbed, in my opinion. He won that fight. You know, people can say whatever the fuck they want. He won that fight. and now he gets booted because the UFC
Well,
doesn't like
Ankalaev
him.
and Jan, that fight?
Yeah,
I think I had Frank alive too, right?
Yeah, I had 3 rounds for Ankalaev and 1 round of 10-8.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I had the same as you. I remember we had the same scorecard.
So that's kind of bother me. You know what I mean? I want to see. Listen, for me, the 2 best guys at light heavyweight is 1 is Jiri Prohaska, and 2 is Magomed Ankalaev. Those are the 2 best guys to me.
You don't think Hill would be? I think it'd be Hill and Yuri. No. You don't think so? Okay.
No. So those 2 are, in my opinion, the 2 best, and I want to see that fight for a long time. And the UFC is just not giving it because they don't like Magomed for some reason.
Well, you talk shit about them.
Yeah, so what? Who
the judges? He just said, like, you guys hired these judges to, like, make me lose the fight. You remember the post fight?
I remember.
They have not liked him since then. Let's be honest, they haven't.
Yeah, okay, true, but but
here's the thing, Marcel. This sport's not fair, and you know.
Yeah, true. Oh, true. Yeah, true.
Like this isn't like the NFL, where like if you just keep winning, you'll fight. You'll not fight. You'll play for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I'm just speaking my mind, dude. Because
I love it. I love it, Marcel. I don't have a problem with you speaking your mind. I love it, dude. Get fired up. Keep going.
Yeah, because the thing is like if you, I can think like the UFC does, and I'm like, yeah, Alex Periera is now going to fight Yuri, and the winner of that, maybe we give it to Adesanya, maybe we do Jamal if he's back. I understand how the UFC thinks, and that is a better promotion, and that Magomed Ankalaev doesn't do too much except for like the Russian fans and the Muslim world, probably. With these fans, but in my opinion, he's one of the best in the world, and I want to see him fight for a title against a Yuri, against a fucking Jamal Hill. I want to see him fight the best, and I like Johnny Walker as well. But Johnny Walker, in my opinion, isn't top 5 in the UFC, so it doesn't do anything for me, that fight, because Ankalaev, likely, if Johnny Walker's going to throw some crazy kicks and he's going to be some flashy, Ankalaev's going to wrestle him for 3 rounds, and he wins a unanimous decision, and then again. The UFC is like, oh, he's boring, or the fans is like, he's boring. So you understand. I want to listen. It was the same with Zabit. You want to see these guys fighting to their full potential. And if they doesn't get challenged, they're gonna fight safe. And I want to see these guys fighting to their full potential. I think Yuri, Jamal, these guys can get that full potential out of Magomed. And that's why I want to fight him. And I'm done, man. I talked way too much about this, but I'm just fired up. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fired Marcel. Listen, like I don't really disagree with you, man. I really don't. Like on merit, it should be 1 versus 2, right? But we know it's not a fair sport. We know they get to pick who they want, right? The rankings don't mean anything when they get to pick what they want, anyways, right? Like, what is the point of the rankings when you think about it?
By the way, I have another theory I want to put your way. What about if the UFC is like, fuck, we don't get anyone to fight Israel Adesanya in Sydney? You know what? We do the vacant title in Sydney for the light heavyweight. We put Adesanya there and we let him fight Periera for the 3rd time. Because he keeps his middleweight belt and he can go to light heavyweight. If he loses, he's still back to middleweight. You know what I mean?
I know. Alex just fought a tough fight, though.
True, but if he is not injured, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Just thinking.
Yeah, it's an option. It's an option. It's an option. Yeah, we'll see what happens, Marcel. They got to announce that card, though, for fuck's sake. So announce fucking card.
What's the holdup? You have Izzy who want to fight Sean. Sean wants to fight Izzy. Fucking make the fight. And I tell you right now, if it's between now and next and Saturday, they don't make that fucking fight, they can change that event in a fight night. And they can make the September 16th one in T-Mobile Arena. They can make that a pay-per-view. Because
you think that's what they're going to do, eh?
And I don't think that's what they're going to do. But that's what they can do probably if they cannot get a main event here. And they will do it because they already have sold out the arena in Australia. Because these people, and I understand that, they come maybe 1 or 2 times a year to Australia. It's not like in America where they come a lot of times, and these people are like, listen, I want to be at the event. I don't give a shit who's fighting. I'll be there. It's a pay-per-view event, so probably the big fighters are going to fight there. So they sell out, but dude, if they're going to change that to a fight, and it has happened before, guys, it happened before. So don't be shocked if that happens. But I haven't heard anything. It's just like my brain is working or disconnected or whatever. But just what I'm thinking.
All good, man. There's a lot of comments here, guys. I don't think I can read them all. It's just so many. Like your fucking rant got a lot of people fired up too, bro. Just a few I just wanted to get to. This guy, where is it? Oh, here. Our boy Fight Talk. Just want to give him a shout out because he always does the artwork. We have to give him a shout out. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Glenn says it's going to because of the money, and that's what I said. Okay, here, Pato. I'll answer this question, but we really got it. We're like halfway done the show. We're only 2 fights in, Marcel. What happens if Gamrot dominates Fiziev? Yeah, they just announced this fight. I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting fight too. I have to think about that fight more. I have no idea. I say let's get to the next fight though, guys. Like I'm not trying to skip your comments. I love them. You guys know I read them all the time, but we're 25 minutes in. We're 2 fights down. We have to keep going. All right, next fight here. The Black Beast, Derek Lewis, flying knee and punches, knocks out Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Incredible performance. Best celebration of all time. This is a start. Just amazing. Like Joe Rogan was laughing so hard. It was so funny, man. I was laughing so hard. I had my friends text me, like casual fans. They're like, dude, this is awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's great. Then we find out he's a free agent. I didn't know he was a free agent. I don't know. Maybe it was common knowledge. I had no idea. Did you know this? That he was a free agent?
No. I have no idea. No.
I didn't know either. So now this is a huge win for him, right? Sets him up with a big fight. It looks like it's going to be him and Francis in the PFL, right? Because Francis does get to pick an opponent that I think is guaranteed $2 million. Is that what it is? Something like that. That's the fight. That's what's going to happen. Derek Lewis is not going to come back for $100,000 and a bonus from the UFC, whatever he makes. What's up?
He said that on purpose after the fight that it was a free agent. He wants that fight against Francis, and Francis wants that fight as well.
And he already beat him. He did win that fight, and I actually picked him in that fight, guys, because I want to say he was like a plus 350 dog that night, and I was like, listen, Francis is amazing. He's killing everyone. I think it was after the Overeem fight, if I'm not mistaken. And after I was like,
Miocic lost, I think.
Pardon? Sorry?
Yeah, he lost to Miocic and then he lost to Lewis.
Yes, sorry. It was actually after that fight. You're right. But that's why I liked him too, because he was coming off a loss too. Anyways, I think it makes sense. Like I think this fight makes sense. We got our boy Tajik Bey in the chat. What's up, man? How's it going? Also, dude, I did too, man. Like I couldn't stop laughing for like a good 10, 50 minutes. I was crying laughing. Like I don't know about you, Marcel. Like I know it's like what 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning for you, but you were having a good time, man. You liked that celebration, huh?
That was funny, man. I actually got to tell you, I missed the knee in the first 3 seconds.
The knee was amazing. Did you watch the replay? It was perfect.
Yeah, of course. I have to clip for your
bro. He split his guard. He had his guard up and went right between his guard. He must have thought he was going to throw a hook. He went for a fucking double flying knee. That's insane. That is insane. Derek Lewis. Guys, I watched all the weigh-ins. He looked fucking incredible on the scale, and Pizarro looked a bit soft. I was like, man, I don't know about this one. I gotta be honest. Like, I was like, kind of, because I picked Pizarro, we both picked him, but we both know it's heavyweights, right? But when I saw Derek show up on the scale, he looked in amazing shape. Yeah. So good for him, man, because getting in shape might win him, or not win him, but earn him $2 million, against Francis. Go ahead.
Because normally I think he was still 265 or 264 on the scale, but he looked way better shape than normally when at the same weight, pretty much. So, yeah, he looked. For Derek Lewis, he looked ripped pretty much,
Dude, he had a 6-pack. So I wouldn't say exactly. He draw it on himself. It's like, no, he actually got in shape. Like, like me and you got to get our asses in shape. Derek Lewis is going to get in shape. Like, no more Popeyes, Marcel. No more Popeyes, bro.
We don't have Popeyes here. But
you guys don't have Popeyes? No way. Are you serious?
No, we don't have that here, dude.
Never had it before.
No, we have KFC.
We have KFC too, but we have Popeyes. I like Popeyes better. It's way better.
Never had it, so I don't know.
Oh, your chicken sandwich, dude, is so fucking good. Oh, come on, chat guys, go in the chat and tell me, man, Popeyes is the best, dude. Anyways, I don't have it that often. I'll have it like a couple times a year, but it's a real nice, guilty pleasure, I would say, right? Like it's nice. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of want to get it tonight, man. Actually, I might order some Uber Eats, guys, and get some Popeyes later till I get a chicken sandwich or a 3-piece or something, or a 4-piece, I should say. I like I said, I think it's better than KFC. Anyways, I don't see how PFL can afford to pay Lewis. They got it. Well, Marcus, it's part of the deal with Francis. He signed a contract saying they would pay a guy, I think, what, $2 million, right? So
$2 million. Yeah.
So they've earmarked that money.
That's the best fight they can make, pretty much.
So this guy says Chick-fil-A. So they just opened Chick-fil-A, I want to say in Toronto, Ontario, like a year or two ago. I've been there like a couple times. It's actually really good. Culver's, he says Culver's. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is, but the Chick-fil-A is good. Thoughts on Lewis and Aspinall and MSG? I mean, it'd be a good fight, but I don't know if it happens. Lewis against anyone right now makes sense, right? Because it's such a big win. I don't think it actually pushes him past like a Spivak probably in the rankings because he just lost to him, but like it's a big win. But keep in mind though, again, Pizarro was on a roll, but he was unranked. I don't think he was ranked, right? I don't think Pizarro's ranked. Or is he
15?
15?
15.
Okay, 15 still. He beat the 15th guy. It's not like it's, an amazing win. But by the odds, he wasn't supposed to win the fight, and he looked amazing. That flying was incredible. All right. Bobby Green, I mean, this was an easy one to call, too, against Tony Ferguson. I can't believe people are picking Tony Ferguson. How could you trust this dude? 6 straight losses now. He's completely done. He took so much damage in this fight again. His face, Marcel, I called the fight pretty well, man. I told you his face would be completely busted up from that jab. Bobby's boxing was on point. And then that finish was fucking incredible. The fact he submitted him with 6 seconds left, 4:54 of the third round. Amazing. Because I'm like, oh, Bobby Green by decision. That was such an easy bet. And then, of course, he subs him, right? Plus 1,000 or something. And I wouldn't have. It's crazy, though. Like, I wouldn't have predicted that. But I went and looked at Green's record after. Dude, have you seen him, Marcel? He's got like 10 knockouts, 9 submissions, and like 11 decisions. It's like even almost.
Yeah.
It's even almost. By the way, look at this guy. It is. It really is. If I'm going to, I might have to order 2. I could just eat 1. Next time, whenever you come in and visit me, Marcel, we're going to have Popeyes together, okay?
All right.
Anyways, Green looked amazing. I'll be honest, I did score the first round for Tony because they didn't count it as a knockdown, but it sure seemed like a knockdown in real time. I know Bobby did. Let me see the stats. First round. Well, Bobby did land a lot more strikes, but again, I thought it was a knockdown in real time, so I gave it to him. But obviously, he won the second round. I think I gave it 10-8 to Green in the second round, and then it would have been a 10-8 in the third round too. So he obviously won the fight, regardless. I don't know. Did you think Tony won the first round, or did anyone think that? Because in real time, I did think he knocked him down. I don't know. What did you think?
I had a 20-18 going into the third round. I didn't give it
so you had it for Green too. That's fine. Yeah, and again, I'm looking at the stats right now, and 40-14, so it makes sense. But again, it looked like a knockdown in real time. So you don't have the benefit of the stats, and that's again one of the issues the judges have too in the angle you're at. Sometimes you wouldn't know it either way. But again, Green looked great in this fight, guys. He looked great.
Dude, people got so upset when I tweeted that clip of Green spraying the water. And
why?
Yeah, all these Tony fanboys, man. I was like, guys, I like Tony as well, but I mean, why so upset about everything,
Yeah, and they get some comments. Plus 5,000 for a sub in the third round. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, I definitely didn't hit that. Craig, what's up, man? Glad to have you in the chat too. I thought Tony looked decent in the first couple of minutes, right? Until that poke did change the fight a bit. I think
Tony looked decent against Chandler as well, until he didn't look decent anymore. It's like, yeah.
I kind of agree, Marcus. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like I bet on Green. I ended up betting on him, and I'm like, all right, he should easily win this fight. But the first couple minutes was kind of sketch. I was like, ugh. But after the eye poke, I'm like, okay, this is good. He's gonna keep fighting. Like I was almost like, okay, they should do a no contest. Like if you're Tony, right? But he's not a quitter, Does Tony make the Hall of Fame? Maybe, but I also feel like he's kind of like hurt his legacy a little bit with all these losses, man. 6 straight losses is how many guys have lost fights in the UFC? Is he the first one? Or BJ did, right? BJ?
Yeah. I love Antoine, man. I think he asked this for the 4th time. He's like, how many times I ask it? Maybe it's more possible that he get in the Hall of Fame. No, just kidding, Antoine.
Oh, it's so funny. That's true. You do ask this all the time, Antoine. I always answer it. By the way, BJ lost 7 straight fights to end his career. So he had the worst one, BJ Penn. I wouldn't give Tony another fight. I think they should release him for his own good.
You know what's nasty? If they're going to give him Paddy, for example. And I wouldn't be surprised if UFC.
I heard someone mention Jim Miller.
I heard someone saying, I think he's from MMA Fighting. He's saying, like, you know what? Give him Max Holloway in this next fight. And he's like, because Tony won't hear, Tony doesn't want to stop, and then he sees he can't even be the 145er, and then he stops. But the thing is with Tony, I think if the UFC doesn't give him a fight anymore, he goes to bare knuckle, and I don't want to see that.
I know that's the thing. If they cut him, he's going to go to another promotion. He'll probably do bare knuckle boxing. So
yeah.
Marcus, I think he should be released. I don't think he should be in the roster anymore. Like again, not trying to be a hater, guys. With 6 straight losses,
for sure not.
Should be released.
We both love Tony,
And think about it, like I mean, like he had a great career, like, but he's done. Man, he's done, dude. He's done. No, not Tony JDM. No, why do we want him to die, guys? Jesus Christ,
and not welterweight.
I'd honestly be scared for Tony against Trevor Peek. I think, well, he might win that fight, but it's still. So there might be some fights for him to win on the roster, but not many. Like, there's not many. Dude, I think he's done now, Antoine. I know you're a big fan of the guy, but he's lost 6 straight fights, guys. He's getting finished all the time. He's getting destroyed. Like,
I actually think, man, the people who are really Tony fans, you guys should be.
You shouldn't encourage him to keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah, listen, I'm a fan too. I've always been a fan, but like,
me
I'm
too.
being realistic. The guy's done. He's done. And I know he's losing to good guys, but like Bobby Green, is he even ranked? He's not even ranked, is he?
No. Yes.
He just lost to an unranked guy and got destroyed. He's done, guys. He's done. And don't get me wrong, I like Bobby Green, but he's done. All right. Last fight here on the main card, we had Kevin Holland looked amazing. You picked Chiesa, right? I had Holland.
You had the horrible pick.
Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? I want to go and jerk myself off now to this pick, Marcel, but I'll let you do it for me, buddy. Go ahead, man. Give me some credit here. You said you're going to do it, man.
Yeah.
Get ready, bud.
I mean, yeah, amazing pick, dude. I gotta say it, you know. And the thing is, like, when Holland subbed him, I knew he was gonna message me, dude. So I was like, yeah, good pick. Don't talk to me. But yeah, great pick, man. Honestly,
plus 500 odds on a fight night. I had to put a few bucks on it. I told you I was going to. I did.
I also gotta give Holland credit because I think he looked amazing in this fight. You know, he
stuffed takedown defense looked amazing, right? Yeah.
He really looked good. You know, also, but jeez, I look really bad.
Yes, it's 0-5 in takedowns. Oh my god, that's bad.
But I don't want to shit too much on Chiesa. I mean, I want to praise Holland for this one because I think Holland looked really good, and I praise you for this one as well. Great pick, Adam.
I appreciate it, buddy. Chiesa, always been a fan of the guy ever since Tough Live when his father died on the show. Remember that? And,
yeah, definitely.
He went on and won the show. It was the win over James Vick, Justin Lawrence. Like, he had a great showing on the show. Always been a fan of him. But again, I talked about, guys, he looks for a way out. He does with the submissions. And Kevin Holland talked about it at the post-fight presser. He basically said he doesn't want to take damage with punches, so he gives up his neck and gets submitted instead. And I think he's right, because if you look at his record, that's his 5th submission loss. That's a lot of submission losses, right? So, and you know what's crazy? Chiesa has no knockout wins besides the ones on Tough. They're exhibition fights. He's never knocked anyone out as a pro besides those 2 fights on Tough. So, anyways, I'm not here to shit on Chiesa because I'm a fan of the guy. Again, Marcel, I'm a fan of most of these guys, you know, and so are you. But we got to be realistic. I think he's done. I don't think he should have even came back for this. His focus was on the analyst role, and he's done a good job of that. He's a good analyst. He's a good analyst, but like, he's done as a fighter, I think, guys. Like, again, there might be someone he could beat in the roster. Like, I'm not saying there isn't, but in the top 15, is there anyone you would like? Even like 15 is Michel Periera. I mean, I would probably pick Periera, you know? I would pick Gary. I'd pick Madalena. Like, I wouldn't pick Chiesa against anyone in the top 15.
Maybe against Magny, but
I mean, they did fight and he did beat him, so I guess so, yeah. But like, even in a rematch, I think Magny can have more success.
True.
I think he peaked like in that Fight Island fight like 3 years ago. That was kind of his peak when he beat RDA and Magny, and he's really fallen off a cliff now, guys. In my opinion.
The thing is just
you kind of end your career, right? Like, look at Alan Juban. He was another guy that joined the broadcast. He was done after that. Although I think he retired his own volition. Go ahead, Marcel. Sorry.
Yeah, I just cannot criticize somebody who's wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt doing media days.
I was going to ask you about that because I saw that. I was like, holy shit, he's wearing Guns N' Roses. I know that's your favorite band, right? So that was cool.
Yeah, one of the favorites. Yeah, definitely.
Alan Juban actually retired off of a win, which is interesting because not many guys do. Bonfim Magny's a good fight. Yeah. I think he's done too. Yeah, the Darce chokes. That's what I told you guys. They're not talking. I called this fight perfectly. Okay, give me some credit here, like Marcel did. I said, dude, Masvidal's not a grappler and tapped him out. Like, the guys that tapped him out are not grapplers, really. Like, that's what's going to happen here. The fight's going to go to the ground, and Holland's going to tap him out. Anyways, I was happy to see it. Nice to get like a bang on prediction like that, you know.
I wasn't happy to see it, but I was happy that you got your. How do you say that? The way you told it last week, your method, you got that right. I was happy for you.
My breakdown was
happy for
good for that fight. Yeah, my breakdowns were pretty good in this card overall. I mean, not all of them were the greatest. Like, especially some of the early prelims, I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be one of those nights, and it ended up being a good night. But the main event, I got a terrible pick there. But overall, it was a pretty good night. Our boy Gabriel Bonfim. I mean, there's not much to say here. That choke was tight. It was fast. It was nasty. I think he's ready for a top 15 guy. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, listen, man, I picked Bonfim also based on that Giles guesses a lot in third rounds normally, you know. Didn't even came there, you know. Was super quick. He looked very good, Bonfim. And Yeah, he proved that he's probably the better of the two brothers. The people said it already coming into the Dana Contender Series. We knew that actually, but I think his brother had more pop after that knockout against Terrence McKinney last time out than his brother lost, and now he got his second win after a very quick win over Munir Lazes. Yeah, man, he's very fun to watch, and yeah. They can give him somebody in the rankings. They also can give him somebody just outside of the rankings. There are a lot of options.
I have a feel. I said Periera, but I have a feeling they're going to give Periera to like Renat for missing weight or Wonderboy. One of those guys is going to fight Renat, in my opinion. We'll see. Yeah, Bonfim by I see some guys stop Bonfim by stoppage. I mean, Bonfim was an easy bet too. Like again, minus 350. It seemed like high. People were like, "Oh, these lines are crazy," but it's like no. Like I think the books are they're getting a lot smarter now. Like the favorites that should win are just way bigger favorites than they used to be. Like for instance, last 2 years, like a few years ago, I'll say like 2 or 3 years ago. Bonfim is probably a minus 200 favorite, but he was minus like 360 at close or something,
What one of the easier bets, Adam said. One of the few bets I got right on this card, so shut up, Adam.
What was your overall? I went 7-4. What did you go? Do you know?
Very bad, actually. I think I went, let me think. I had Vergara, I had Bonfim, I had Green. The first two prelims I wrong. What was the third prelim?
I think you got
4. I got 4.
You got 4 right in the whole card?
Jake Matthews.
Oh, you got Cachoeira wrong too. Oh shit. Yeah. Green. That's okay, Marcel. That you know what? I've had some bad nights too. I remember there was one card. I hate admitting it, but there was that one card. Strickland. Who did he fight? I can't remember. It was a Strickland card from a few years ago. It was the card where Brian Barberina fought Jason Witt, like in a huge upset. I got like one pick right, I think, on that card. I think it was Strickland.
The Uriah Hall one.
Yeah, that was the card. That was literally the only pick I got right. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. I think I did the podcast with you. I was like, oh my God, this is really bad. Because like I picked all these upsets, but those favorites all went, and then all the other fights were upset. So it was like a fucking nightmare. It was so bad. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go 0 for like 10. Because it was a short card, I want to say. It wasn't like a full card. I'm gonna count it up again. One second. I want to see this card. But I just remember like I was like, damn, this is a bad night. So you think you had a bad night, Marcel? Trust me, it could be fucking worse, bro. It was that's not the card. Where is it?
My worst night. Yeah, go ahead.
It was there was only 10 fights in the card. I went 1-9.
my worst night was the Machida against Eric Anders.
Sorry, actually I didn't go 1-9. I went 1-8 because there was a draw. So 1-8. Okay. It was bad. It was bad. It was really bad. Go ahead, Marcel.
My worst was the Machida against Eric Anders one. I think I only had 3 right picks on that card. That's right. The lowest I've went.
For me, it's like I think I've had a few where I've had like 3 or 4, maybe, but like that was the worst. I remember it. I felt so embarrassed. I was like, "Oh God, this is bad." So, thank God it didn't happen again. Yeah, it was a bad card for you. It was bad. Anyways, and even this year kind of started off. I don't know where's that guy that used to come in here like in the first couple months of the year where we were doing bad, and he's like, "You guys picked need to be picked up and stuff." Like, and now we're doing pretty good now. Go ahead.
I had 5, by the way. I had Kopilov as well.
So that's what I said. I thought you had more than that. I had 7. You had 5. I should have had 8, but I made a bad underdog pick earlier. We'll go to that fight in a second. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this fight. CJ Vergara, I ended up betting on him too. He was like minus 180 after Salvador missed weight. I bet on Vergara because Salvador looked fucking horrible on the scale again. Marcel, this guy, he's kind of a goof, right? The way he fights, he's like egging you on, taunting you, but he's losing the fight. CJ clearly won the fight. You have anything to say about this fight? It was clearly Salvador round 1 and then CJ round 2 and 3 after because of the cardio advantage. Is there anything you want to say about this fight?
Yeah, itching my nutsack was more fun than watching this fight.
It was like a sparring match, right? It wasn't very good.
Oh, man. I mean, this alongside with Periera, Blachowicz was not fun to watch. And at least at that other fight, there was something at stake.
It was kind of interesting, right? Exactly. Yeah. So, this fight was just a random like flyweight fight. It wasn't good. So I like CJ though. And they always put on pay-per-views that what's his name? Mick Maynard really likes him, I think, Marcel.
I think CJ is a guy who really needs to get challenged. If he doesn't get challenged and he sees something in his head, if he sees I can get this fight, it's okay. Actually Daniel Lacerda really challenged him in the first round, and he needed a big comeback, was in front of his home crowd back then. Got fight and I got the win.
I'm laughing at that comment. Someone said he's like a bootleg Anderson Silva, the Salvador dude. You think he gets cut? He's 0-2 now. What do you think?
I mean, listen, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I would hate actually he looked really fun to watch on the Contender Series, but he fought Shannon Ross, right? So it's Listen, man, I would say match him up with the worst flyweight, and the winner gets another chance, and the loser goes home. You know what I mean? So
There's got to be someone he can fight in the roster. But
yeah,
they just,
put him on that Sao Paulo card.
I was going to say Tyson Nam would have been a nice fight, but they cut Tyson Nam, which is fucking insane to me. I don't know why they cut him. Terrible cut, right? Terrible. All right, our boy Roman Kopylov gets a brutal head kick knockout. Incredible. And I bet on him too, guys. And I'll be honest, that first round was so sketch because he looked great. You watched this fight, right, Marcel? You didn't fall asleep during this one, right?
No, I haven't fallen asleep.
How technical did his striking look?
Great. I mean,
those kicks were nasty.
It's like night and day since his first 2 UFC fights and right now, you know?
Bro, he looks super legit, right? Like this, again, the enhanced Chase Hooper. But they were both in the same arena, so they're not the same guy, by the way. That's so funny. He really does look like him, though. But
yeah.
I thought Kopylov was looking incredible. You know, he's super technical, lighting up Ribeiro from the outside. And then with like 20 seconds left, Ribeiro just landed like a haymaker and started rocking him. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I still actually gave the round to Kopylov, but the judges went 2 for Ribeiro and 1 for Kopylov. And a lot of people on Twitter had it for Ribeiro. I don't know. How'd you score the first round? Do you remember?
Recency bias, dude, because he tagged him late, but Kopylov tagged him as well. You know what I mean? Earlier, so and I think he did better in that round. So I thought so too, personally. Yeah.
But anyways, it was kind of sketchy, and I'm like, oh shit. And then second round, remember I said there's a few fighters in this card that I'm going to fade because of the cardio, and this dude gassed out hard. Yeah. I looked at him in the corner, man. He looked tired. I was like, he's going to be done soon. And that fucking head kick was so fucking loud and so fucking brutal. Guys, it was like a baseball. It's just like, just took a baseball bat or a 2x4 and smashed him in the head with it. I was shocked he didn't go completely out unconscious. Like, he got dropped, and then obviously the ref stopped it immediately, which was a good stoppage. But, like, my God, that was brutal. Dude, I like Kopylov a lot. You call out Sean Strickland. Like, he won't get that fight, but I love the call out. It's showing that he wants, like, you know, someone that's a big name. Actually, I think that would be a great fight with Sean Strickland. It's not going to happen. I just think it would be a great fight. Dude, this guy's so legit. Marcel, I think Punahele Soriano is a really good fighter. He fucking beat the shit out of him. Like, that was incredible. And again, like the Jericho fight, and now this one, 3 straight knockouts. In fact, 10 of his 11 career wins are by knockout. He's a fun guy to watch, man. Who do you match him up with next? Does he get a top 15 guy? Does he get someone top 15?
Yeah, it's possible, man. By the way, I want to talk Joe Rogan, man. What the hell? he didn't know.
Oh, he's like, who are you gonna move up to middleweight or something? Like, it's like, no, he's already there. Oh, he's already here. That's your job, bro. You have one job, right, Marcel?
Dude, I mean, then you can match him up with pretty much everybody in the middleweight division, you know, in top 15 or just outside top 15.
Yeah.
Man, it's like crazy, you know. I remember he kept coming in the UFC, had a lot of hype, was undefeated, fight fucking Carl Roberson and get submitted in a fight against Roberson, who is more of a striker, actually. Then he fought Duraev, looked good in the third round, but got pretty much destroyed early on.
Yeah.
And then 3 wins and 3 good wins. And Ribeiro, we both said he would gas. We saw it in the Al Hassan fight, remember? And that's
exactly.
So, I mean, good win for Kopylov. You can match him up with anybody, you know. I would put him on the Abu Dhabi card if he's ready to fight there. Would be a fun addition, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, fuck it. Yeah, I mean, match him up with what about Andre Muniz?
Muniz, sure. I mean, anyone. I'd rather give him strikers, man, to be honest, but like he's gonna have to fade it to grappler again because like you get so like it happened with Molly Can, right? They kept matching for strikers, but eventually they're like, okay, we can't just keep giving you strikers. You have to fight a ground guy too now. So yeah, we'll see how his ground game goes because against Duraev it didn't look great, but again his cardio is good, his striking's great. I think he's really good, man. I really like this guy, guys. Next fight, Jake Matthews submits Darius Flowers. Yeah, in hindsight, not a great pick. It was a shot in the dark by me, right? Like. And to be honest, man, he came out with the right game plan, Flowers. He's like short notice, came out guns a blazing, insane pressure, going right after Jake, but gassed out really fast. Apparently suffering from high altitude pulmonary edema, I believe it's called. That is not good. That is really bad. Like, I've been watching a lot of documentaries about like Mount Everest and stuff lately. And I've been reading about altitude sickness. Dude, it's so bad for you. Like, you could like die from this. So the fact that he had this apparently is pretty incredible. He actually made it to the fight. By the way, he said on his post-fight statement, he's going to go fight at 155. Marcel, did you see that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he's not a welterweight. So I kind of like because if you looked at the size before the fight, it was similar, right? But once they started fighting, you could see who the actual welterweight was. Anyways, not about Flowers. Jake looked good. He looked good in this fight, man. I mean, he got the win. Another win for Jake, but again, an unranked win. You know, like does he have any notable wins really? I guess Lee's his best win, right? Lee Jingliang's his only really great win. You know, when you think about it, what are you gonna say?
Jake is kind of like hit or miss sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes he look really good. Remember the Fiallo fight? He looked really good, and then he fight Semmelsberger and he got knocked down in every single round. So it's like, by the way, I gotta give man, the commentary with Joe about the Flowers thing with the low blow. He did it. He hit him in the stomach, you know, but coming back, he kind of touched him, and it can be enough, you know. I don't say it was that bad, but we can't say it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, I mean, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. The funny thing in that fight was that he played possum in the first round, and so
that was awesome. He I was like, oh shit, he's rocked, and then he just like went right after. It was pretty cool.
No, yeah, that was fun.
It was like Magomed, was it Ankalaev and Ion Kutalaba? Yeah. Here's one I didn't really see coming. Uros Medic comeback win over Matthew Semmelsberger. Again, gets dropped in the first round, gets hurt. But as the fight went on, he had the better cardio, Marcel. He had the superior conditioning, and apparently he had been training in Utah, which was a help for him. Third round spinning back elbow. How does he not get a bonus? How often do you see a spinning back elbow? How the fuck did Kopylov not get a bonus? They better have given these guys locker room bonuses. Like, come on.
I also don't understand.
And like, honestly, Marcel, like, again, I'm not trying to take away from the money from the main card guys because like it's not their fault they got put on the main card, but like it's not fair the main card guys usually get the bonuses and the prelim guys don't. It's not fair, you know? Yeah. Don't you agree? I know you agree, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, and definitely if it's like these kind of crazy
they should have given out more bonuses. They should have. Yeah. No, what'd you think? Uros looked great. He looked great after that first round. What'd you think?
Oh, you asked me. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Semmelsberger started well. He knocked him down, you know, but he couldn't finish. And Uros came back in the second round, you know. In the third round, he finished him with the spinning back arm, pretty much. He with the underarm, right? I mean, how crazy is it actually that Matthew Semmelsberger has 9 fights in the UFC and he has 10 knockdowns? I mean, that got to be a record, right? But Uros looked great, man. He came back in that fight, and I hope he stays at the 170, man. I think he looked really good after a difficult first round. He looked really good. And
I agree. By the way, I agree with Glenn here too. Dana wasn't there. You know, it was the matchmakers. So I don't. Why isn't Dana there anymore? It's kind of weird, right?
Oh, he was on vacation. It was his birthday. He was in Italy.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I mean, it's a great card. You missed a great card. Anyways, you'd think he would schedule it for like a fight night card, not a pay-per-view, but whatever. Miranda Maverick gets the win in the first fight. Priscilla, your girl, she's not very good, Marcel. Like, let's be honest. But she's good.
My girl.
Yeah, you picked her.
Yeah, but it's not my girl.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, takedown city, right? It was just 9 minutes of control, submission. She did kind of would she grab her boob or something? Would she put her hand in her tits or something? Like, what happened there?
She had her hand in her, how do you say that, under her
bra or like top?
Yeah, something. Yeah, under her top. Yeah. The thing is, what I thought about this fight. I mean, Maverick was super dominant with her grappling. She couldn't stand up to Periera. The thing that I was really happy about, and I'm normally not happy about it, but that Maverick kept holding the armbar because Priscilla tried the Brazilian tap there. You know, she tried to.
Oh, she tried.
Yeah, and then she was hoping to release it, but she didn't release it. You know, and then she kept holding it, and good one.
Absolutely. So that was good too. All right. Let's see. That's actually it for the card. So, 2 questions. Overall rating for the card.
I give it an 8.
I go 9. 9.5. I enjoyed this card a lot. I think it was amazing. The other question is whose stock dropped the most? It's got to be Poirier, right?
And Jan.
Yeah. Okay. That fight was close. I think in Ferguson, I would say.
And Chiesa.
Yeah, there's a few guys, right? A few guys. I think even like Semmelsberger's stock dropped a little bit too, to be honest with you. I mean, there's some guys that didn't have high stocks to begin with, but like I guess even DeLima, because he was a big favorite and lost too, you know, although again, looking back, that was probably the line was off, right?
Yeah, we jumped on it too quickly, I think, because if you look at the level of competition that Lewis lost to and De Lima fought, actually De Lima actually fought Arlovsky, who is on the pretty much on the decline, but he's still like, I don't want to say he's a world fighter, but Lewis fought almost all of the top guys, where he lost to.
I know. So, we didn't really take that in consideration. I agree. I always try to learn, but again, every fight's different. Like, he could have lost and we'd be like, oh, you got to pick the guy that has more momentum, but like, it wasn't that way in this fight, Anyways, overall, I mean, a great event, guys. All right, we're almost done this show. Just really quick, Marcel, we'll go through the Rizin card if you want, just really fast here. Again, I didn't get a chance to watch you guys. I did see some of the highlights.
Only the Bellator part I saw.
Yeah, I saw. That's what I meant to say. Like the Bellator with Rizin. I saw some of the highlights. I'm just gonna pull it up right now.
Did you see Patricio got knocked out, dude? By man.
So Patricio got knocked out, which was a big shocker. I don't know if there were odds for that fight. I'm not sure because it was short notice. But he got knocked out by a guy I've never heard of, to be honest with you. Have you heard of the other guy?
No, and I gotta say, man, my JMMA knowledge is not as big as the others because simply it's just more difficult to follow, And listen, it's already difficult to follow sometimes from the Netherlands to see all the US, to see those cards, And the JMMA is really early in the morning. It's mostly when I'm sleeping. So yeah,
fair enough. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Patricio got knocked out. I mean, short notice, right? But also the age. How many times even knocked? That's his second career knockout loss. That's it. And the other one, it was his first time he's actually been knocked out. Because the other one's a leg injury against Benson. Wow, that's crazy, eh? But I guess the chin's gone now, Marcel. I think, excuse me, that cut to bantamweight was not a good idea, right? Like, that hurt his chin. That fight was when? I don't know, it was last month. He shouldn't have taken this fight. Like, he should not have taken this fight. Oh, there were odds, minus 650. Holy shit. Well, I didn't see the odds because the fight was so short notice. I didn't have time to cap it, but yeah, wow. I mean, there's no way I would have picked the other guy. Your boy Tafik Musahayev also won. Juan Archuleta won his fight. Just looking at it right now. We both think Larkin, but he lost a split. Did anyone watch the fight? Who actually should have won? Oh, I didn't see this. I didn't see Sabatello lost. I actually didn't see that. Wow. Okay. Your boy, you picked Magomedov. I think you did, right?
Yeah, but I picked him via decision, not via finish.
That's pretty good. That's a good win for him, eh?
Definitely.
Watanabe won, but the fight was closer than that most people thought. The Horiguchi fight, eye poke. And then Patricky Pitbull beat Roberto Souza. I think that was short notice too, right? With the leg kicks. So
yeah.
So the Patricky, the Pitbull brother, the worst Pitbull brother won. Like kind of that's wild. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy upside, guys. Like I would have never seen that coming, No, again, to be fair, I haven't done my research on the other dude. Looking at his resume now, he does have a kickboxing background, a lot of knockouts, but I wouldn't have picked him to beat Patricio. Patricio probably took him lightly. He's like, I could beat this guy in my sleep, and then just gets knocked out, right? So and we've all kind of been there at different points in our life, but something we thought we could do, like, oh, I should be able to do this, and then you can't. You're like, oh fuck, right? So I'm sure that's what happened there. Yeah. Anything? Oh, is that 155? Okay, interesting. Someone said that. Okay, that's interesting. So he went down 20 pounds and back up 20 pounds in the last month. That doesn't sound like a good idea. All right, man. Anything else, dude? You want to talk about? Anything else?
No, not really, man. I think we covered most of it. So
yeah,
how about you?
So no, I'm good. I'm good too. All right, guys. Let's end this podcast. Then we're going to finish it up here. Appreciate all the comments, questions today, guys. We're going to get to the UFC national preview in just a second here. I'm going to set it up. But yeah, once again, I appreciate everyone joining in. Hit that like button, subscribe button. Tell your friends about the podcast. Appreciate all the comments in the chat today. So just give us like 2 minutes. I'm going to set up the next podcast. We'll tweet it out. We'll get going with the UFC national preview. Oh, man, UFC 291. What a card. What a card, guys. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes, guys. And if you aren't going to be able to join us, no worries. You can watch the replay later. But yeah, I encourage you to join us live in just a few minutes here. Peace. Talk to you very soon.